I thought collaboration is something that one does. Why do you say it is a skill?
Well, collaboration is not something that you just do. I thought I was a fantastic collaborator. I thought I had no problems with collaboration until I became more self aware and I realized that I was probably the worst collaborator in the team. And it took me a while to realize and understand that my defensiveness or the defenses that I had were creating blockers or impediments to my collaborative relationships, especially in the team that I work in. So it's not just a skill. I thought it was just a skill, but I realized after some self-reflection and I had some personal coaching that collaboration isn't just a skill. It's not something that you go on a collaboration course and then all of a sudden you come out of the collaboration course and oh, you're a big collaborator. It doesn't work like that. It's a lot more complex. So it's not just a skill that you learn. It requires an intimate knowledge of your defenses. So, what makes you defensive? Because those are some of the things that actually prevent you from becoming collaborative with other people. Imagine your a recent meeting that you might have had, and perhaps the meeting didn't go according to how you thought it would be. If you have to think back to how people were behaving in that team, were they behaving in an open-hearted, collaborative fashion, or were they closed? Did you feel a wall between that person and the rest of the group? If you felt a wall between that person and the other group and the rest of the group, chances are that that person was defensive or was acting in a defensive way. And there's many ways that people are defensive. There's many different types of behavior that signify defensiveness in a person. And in this webinar, we're going to cover at least 50 of those behaviors. And some of them are going to surprise you. If somebody's defensive and they are displaying defensive behavior, and I'll give you one defensive behavior, I'll tell you what my default defensive behavior is. When I feel defensive, I tend to put a wall up between myself and the other people. I shut people out. I go into myself and I become passive aggressive. I've learned to recognize that within myself. So when I see myself becoming passively aggressive, I then hold the mirror up and I say, okay, what is actually happening? To help me get beyond those defenses, because when I'm defensive, I do not have great relationships, and I do not want that to happen. I want to have great relationships, open-hearted relationships with the people I work with, but also with the people that I live with, my family and my friends.
What is the connection between defensiveness and collaboration? They just seem to be two different things.
There's a definite connection between defensiveness and collaboration. When you become defensive, your IQ drops by 20 points. The last thing that you want to do in that moment is collaborate with other people. You may want to retreat. You may want to shout at the other person. You may want to engage in conflict. And those three behaviors are just some of the defensive behaviors people display when they become defensive. And when people become defensive, when they display those behaviors plus a whole bunch of other behaviors, which we are going to cover in the webinar, collaboration goes out of the window. In that moment, you do not want to collaborate with other people. That's the last thing that you do. And that is one of the reasons why there is a definite connection between defensiveness and collaboration. Yes, they are different, and yes, there is a connection. When you're defensive, you do not want to collaborate.